Illusion, when things aren't always as they seem. It's not always easy to look beyond what's in front of you. So when faced with deception, can you really trust your senses? With the Greek turmoil and the migrant crisis, it's been a difficult year for Europe. However, many investors are favouring European equities. Thinker and communicator Philippe Legrand reminded us to keep issues like a potential Brexit within our periphery.
The big picture remains grim, because the refugee crisis and the terrorism fears are exacerbating the economic fragmentation and the political polarisation which have already been caused by the Eurozone crisis. Basically, borders are going up across the continent. As one commentator put it, it's like 1989 in reverse.
I do believe that Europe will continue to unravel. I think this process has been going on for about 6 or 7 years since the crisis. There's so many headwinds facing Europe now. It started off with sort of Greece and the Greek crisis and Cyprus, and then you add on top of that humanitarian crisis, terrorism, freedom of movement, as the speaker this morning was saying about Shenzhen. I can't see how in the short term that can be resolved. I don't think the market's pricing that in accurately either at the moment.
Culturally, Anglo-Saxons like to deal with problems quickly and without taking their time about it, and they want instant gratification effectively. So that Europeans state their objections to each other's position much more vociferously at the outset, and then they negotiate the erosion of those differences. It takes a much longer time.
Alternative Ucits are becoming increasingly popular, but you need to make sure you pick the right alternative strategy. Economist Soni Kapoor highlighted ways to escape biases and think outside the box when it comes to selecting your investments.
Is being smarter actually helpful? This is Isaac Newton's investments in the South Sea bubble. And Newton invests a little bit, getting caught up in the excitement around it, and he sells. He's like, okay, I've made money, I'm good. And then all his other friends, since he was mixing with the elite of society, keep on getting richer. The bubble goes on. And as the market gets back to its peak, Newton gets back in a big way, and basically goes bankrupt. Nobody can question Isaac Newton's intelligence or smartness.
One point which defines the alternative universe differently is that it can be very diversified and very go anywhere strategy, which can maybe postpone this group thinking.
I think we more often react to what we hear than what our own research, applied common sense indicates to us. And that's the human factor of being part of a group which is comfortable.
Illusion is an art, but also a science. Neuroscientist Bo Lotto explained how he uses optical illusions to challenge the way we think and encourage creativity.
If creativity is just a logical process of small steps, what makes it difficult? So from the neuroscience point of view, I'm going to give you 4 reasons why creativity is difficult. The first one is all of you think that you see the world as it really is. We all have this bias that we're seeing the world objectively. The fact is, everything you're doing right now is a reflex response grounded in your history. You have no free will in what you're doing right now.
Making the right investment call isn't just a case of believing what you see. To find clarity, you need to read between the lines. With these skills, you'll be able to choose the right alternative strategies for the year ahead.